From the host to Super Bowl 50 back in February of 2016, there's a look at the home of the 49ers, Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara. The holiday season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. And this opening dynamic kickoff not going to be returned. It'll come out to the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. A little jet sweep to start the drive. And an early how do you do right there. Bury him in the backfield. Call it officially a loss of 2 on the first play from scrimmage. 2nd down.
Well, I think the hope is, with a touch pass like that, maybe you catch the defense off guard, but they were all over that one.
And it is the kind of play that works better against certain defenses, and this clearly was the wrong one to run into. Really nice job getting him down behind the line of scrimmage.
He may go.
And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. A big play there. His 11th touchdown of the year. And the Niners need just 2 plays on their opening drive to take the early lead. Well, if they didn't get the wake-up call before the game, they got it right now. 2 plays already in the end zone.
I think of it in boxing terms because whether it's a big shot with your first one or a probing one, a little bit of a jab, the second one was the payoff. That was the big one that landed. 1-2, end zone.
Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete. Try to get that one to Chris Olave. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
You look at this Niner defense.
They're a unit that struggled some against the run, no doubt, coming in 25th out of 32 teams.
Stopping the run, that's been an issue for them all season long. Aren't you glad that you're not coaching the defense right now?
I'm very glad. They said that they've seen it in doses, but very, very small doses.
Yeah, you've got to be consistent.
He's got him in. Complete. Now he's loose down the middle of the field. Touchdown, New Orleans. A great play there. 70 yards.
And the Saints are able to strike back quickly with an opening touchdown of their own. Carlson's extra point up and good.
And we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away.
And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around.
Here now, 2nd and 4.
Let's go now. Go.
They stay on the ground. McCaffrey again. Absolutely filthy juke. He's got some space now.
Christian McCaffrey.
And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco.
Christian McCaffrey with his 13th rushing touchdown on the year.
And the 49ers have now taken the lead.
Extra point try now for Moody.
It's up and good, and it's 14-7 now here in the first quarter.
Here is Wishnowsky to boot it away following the touchdown. And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And this late season game, of course, not lacking for drama when you talk about the AFC playoff picture.
Yeah, in a sense, it's the haves versus the have-nots, because this group on offense, they'd be a wild card if the postseason started today, but they know the guys on the other side of the ball are still in that dreaded in-the-hunt category, and they're hungry for a win today.
First down, here's Mitchell.
And no room that time, getting it to about the 46.
Zach Bond there on the tackle. You look at this Niner defense.
They're a unit that struggled some against the run, no doubt, coming in 25th out of 32 teams.
And the focus now is making sure that they're hitting on all cylinders as they head into the playoffs. And that means they've got to stop the run better, because playoff football often means running football. So they've got to be prepared for that.
2nd and 9 now.
Flushed out right. Here's Johnson with a reception. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 32-yard line. 22 yards there, a first down.
They talk about mobility on quarterbacks all the time. Here's where it really pays off. Able to move, evade, and is accurate throwing on the run and picking up a first down.
And the Niners get there and bring him down.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
20. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. A gain of 28 yards there and give him a first down. Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it.
Again, it's Johnson.
Short completion, just 4 yards, and it's 2nd down.
I don't care what sport you're playing. Everyone likes to build up a little momentum, don't they? And look at this, back-to-back completions to the big target at tight end.
That one not as profitable as the other, but still a decent game. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. He'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete.
He wanted to find his receiver there, but a little too much air on the throw for them to connect in the end zone.
And this one is right through. And they'll cut the lead back down to 4 now at 14-10.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
Tackle made by Chase Young. Well, this defense for the Saints, they were excellent a week ago in the win over Pittsburgh.
Yeah, and what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
Here's 2nd and 8. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
As a corner, you have to be able to run with guys step for step downfield in man coverage and make up ground quickly in zone. You have to put yourself in position to make plays, just like that one we saw there.
They'll look to throw. He'll get this out wide here to McCaffrey. And he's going to have a Niners first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
No gain on the play there, 2nd down. The Niners had 8-6 now on the year. But Charles, they were losers last time out. What do you think they need to do differently here?
Well, I don't think it needs to be as drastic as burning up last week's game tape or not watching it, but the attitude has to be what's done is done. Let's move on. Put that one behind them. Galvanize themselves.
And he can't escape, and down he goes. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
That's a ball he needs to let go of there. Wasn't the most time in the world to work through his progression, but NFL quarterbacks, they've got to sense the pressure. They've got that internal clock, and the ball has to be gone. And if you're not going to escape and run for it, you have to let it go before the pressure gets to you and puts you on the ground.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. He's got a man complete. How about that? They weather the storm of a 3rd and 17 to pick up the first.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
On 1st down, this is McCaffrey. This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22. A gain of 3, 2nd down. We are in for a good one as we're through one on EA Sports. The 49ers with the football here to begin the 2nd quarter as they've got it 2nd and 7. Now back to throw. And that's complete to McCaffrey. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon. And it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time, they pick up the first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
We've already seen him catch a few passes out of the backfield in the first half, unable to connect on that one.
Certainly seems like getting him the ball out of the passing game, though, is part of their game plan.
It certainly is because he catches it well, creates a mismatch. You're going to cover him with a linebacker, a corner, a safety. They feel like he can win every battle.
Now they'll change things up. He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. That'll be caught by Ayuk. Touchdown 49ers. Brandon Ayuk, a 15-yard touchdown grab as his guys are able to extend their lead. Now Moody for the PAT. It's good, and it's 21-10. Here is Wishnowsky to boot it away following the touchdown. And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback, and we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And the stakes in this game certainly high as we get toward the end of the regular season. For now, they are holding a wild card spot, but there are no shortage of other teams in the NFC looking to take that spot from them.
Starting with the guys on the other side of the field because they're on the outside looking in, and no one likes to be in that position. You want to be in the room, not looking inside to see everyone else having fun.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. There's a short one to the tight end, Johnson. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. They go right back to him for 20 and a first.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
19 Tiger.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. This will be a gain of about 8 to the 27-yard line.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
There's a short one caught by Johnson. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. Third catch for him on this drive alone, and it'll give him a first down.
Another nice play there. They've gotten down into the red zone in no time at all. That's what this offense can do when they get on a roll. And now they're set up with a 1st and 10.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. Throwing middle, and it's complete. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And that will bring up 2nd down. They'll set up to throw. And he's got him. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. A great effort there. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Saints are back within a score. Carlson's extra point up and good. And it's now 21-17. The ball upright on the tee, and the Saints kick team booms it away. And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. Right now, everything they touch turns to gold. This is their 4th possession. Touchdowns on their first 3 possessions. I mean, this defense, they can't seem to stop them. It's like they're on skates.
Great analogy, Brandon, because they are pushing them back and winning everything at the line of scrimmage. They've just been laying down tracks towards the opposite end zone. So, to themselves, all they're saying is, if we don't make a mistake, there's no way they can stop us.
Another run with McCaffrey on 2nd down. Powers ahead at the 45. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. 104 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half. So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 41. Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver. Oh, and that one well designed as he'll take this down to the 30-yard line. 11 more on that one and another first down. Just a simple tap pass, but it pays off in a big way.
And sometimes the simple stuff causes the most problems for a defense because there's a breakdown in communication there. When that receiver goes behind the line of scrimmage and it looks like he's going in motion, someone either has to go with him or he has to be passed off to another defender. Somehow they didn't get that communicated well, and it turned into a nice play. They had their backs up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage.
The play action fake. They'll look to throw. This one caught by Kittle. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. A very solid gain of 27.
Boy, how about the speed with which this offense can get down the field? It's taken them no time at all to get down here, and now they're set up with a first and goal.
This offense continues to be a hot knife through butter. 3 drives, 3 scores, and knocking on the door again on drive number 4.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Now that sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to second down. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. 2nd and 6. Touchdown 49ers. Christian McCaffrey with touchdown number 15 on the year and 2nd of the game. And they are able to add on to their advantage.
Well, he is putting in a great all-around game, Charles. He already ran one in for a score, and now they utilize him in the passing game.
And they put a lot of pressure on a defensive coordinator and a defense, don't they? Because they're used to him as a runner. But he turns out he's just as dangerous as some of those receivers, and he showed it right there. You don't pay enough attention to him defensively, he makes you pay.
Extra point try now for Moody.
And that one pushes the lead up to 11.
Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. A strong showing their last time out. They scored the touchdown, but Charles, they look up and they're still down double digits, so you feel like just to keep pace, this drive probably needs to end in the end zone as well.
Yeah, and I think the best move for them is to not worry about how far they are down on the scoreboard, but to just remember the last drive and how it ended. Go ahead and try and repeat that. Then you can look at the scoreboard and see where this game is.
He's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4. 1:58 left to play till we hit halftime.
Now a 3rd and 6.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun.
That is caught. And he is going to have a Saints first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Yeah, these are the types of plays they're going to need to hit on if they're going to get back into this game. It hasn't been the greatest of first halves, but this is a nice throw here on 3rd down, and they keep the drive going.
Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down.
Like what I've seen so far out of this defense, because they've been showing their best coverages on 3rd down. So far, only allowed 1 conversion on a handful of attempts. One area of their game plan that they've executed to perfection.
Feeling like they're not quite in field goal range yet. They're going to go for it on 4th. They'll look to throw again. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Saints' decision to go for it backfires. And the 49ers are going to get the football back. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And with good starting field position and 3 timeouts as well in their pocket, no reason not to try and put a late scoring drive together.
And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
As soon as he leaked out and began his route, someone on the defensive side broke with him and arrived just in time to separate him from another reception.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's third down.
Well, they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after their last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first two throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on third down to get their momentum going again.
And unable to connect, incomplete. I'll give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up fourth down. On fourth down, the Niners trot out Mitch Wishnowsky to punt the football. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Taking it about the 16. A strong running. He had his sights on the end zone, no doubt, but is brought down after a huge return there. And the Saints will have a short field in front of them. They take over here, 1st and 10. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They'll try and start this drive in the air. The pass caught by Olave. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half.
I tell you what, when you're down on the scoreboard, you've got to look to your stars, and that's what they do here to start the drive. I wouldn't be surprised if they looked his way a few more times in short order. That one, well designed.
And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2. So as they talk it over, we step aside. They're going to look to throw. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up third down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Back to throw. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
They geared up and took the deep shot downfield, but it turned out it wasn't one-on-one coverage. Extra defenders in the area, and that one winds up incomplete.
And this one is no good. He missed it. And they will remain 2 scores down as the difference holds at 11. That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break. Ready for quarter number 3. The Saints going to go on offense first, and they trail here as we begin quarter number 3. And no return forthcoming. It'll be a touchback, and the third quarter will start from the 30. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense.
This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the third quarter here, trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because, let's face it, in the first half, most of their focus was in the passing game. And to their credit, resulted in a healthy amount of yardage. So I would think that at halftime, they're going to anticipate that defense loosening up a little bit to try and cover the passing lanes. They've got to get the running game going, and there should be some gaps to run through now.
They get 14 yards, but not enough for the first down due to the previous penalty. So from the 37, here's second down and 3. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And this will wind up a Saints first down as the tackle made it about the 43-yard line.
Well, they've certainly been successful throwing it around in this game. That's allowed them to move the ball on offense. But I've got to tell you, to watch them run the football and successfully, I'm not taking sides. But to see the ball in a running back's hands, oh, that's football for me.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. 42 yards rushing for him now to this point.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
In need of only about the length of the football here on second down. He's going to try and do this himself. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. He'll wind up getting 2 there as he does it himself and picks up the first. So that was all you're looking for on a play like that. Get the first down and keep the drive moving.
Yeah, it just looked to me like he just said to himself, I've got this. I'll take it. I'll pick it up, and let's keep moving. Get the first down, get a new set, and let's start over.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And down he goes. The 49ers get there. It looks like a loss of right around 11 there on first down to set him back on second.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense. So he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
They run over center with Mitchell. And he'll take this one across the 45 up to about the 46-yard line. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Well, if they have any designs of getting back into this football game in the second half, they're going to need to be much sharper offensively than they were on this opening possession. Not much happening here, and it'll lead to a fourth down.
Fair catch called for and made at the 16 or maybe the 17-yard line. That'll go as a punt of 34 yards that time, and the Niners will go on. First and 10. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. They start on the ground with McCaffrey. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Well, they had stopped him for a loss on the run anyway, so they'll decline that.
It's almost a good psychological advantage, isn't it? You created a penalty, and you still couldn't gain yards against us. No way we need to take that one.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's third down.
Well, after watching him ring the bell that many times and put the ball in the end zone throwing it, you had to figure they had to bring some type of pressure. They had to change things up on defense.
And able to get to him, put him on the ground, so maybe just something to throw him off a little bit.
Yeah, that had to feel a lot better for the defensive guys. They've been getting carved up in this one.
Oh, a first mistake for him in the ball game as it's intercepted. Picked off by Alontae Taylor. And he'll get it all the way down inside the 35-yard line. So a potential momentum shifter there, working with a 2-score lead, third quarter, but that
Not the smartest of throws.
I would agree with you on that one because this game is still very much in the balance. It felt pretty one-sided to this point, but now if these guys can turn this turnover into points, things could start getting a little more interesting.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Good yardage there on first down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making first downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your second down play.
A shotgun handoff to Mitchell.
Down right around the 25. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down.
He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield.
And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. The Saints first down there on a gain of 11.
Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on third and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
And the Saints are going to be looking at first and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover. And they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a first and goal.
Looking to throw. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down. Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line. 2nd and goal.
From the gun, he'll hand this off.
And he takes it across and into the end zone. Touchdown, Saints. Taking it in from 4 yards out.
And the Saints have got it back to within a score.
They'll look to throw. Dancing to his left. And now the pressure gets there, and he goes down. So he couldn't get rid of the football, and that deficit stays right where it is. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway.
So now, Charles, this drive may be a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 36.
Another try for Guerrero.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20.
It's another first down as this time they get an even 20.
They've done a pretty good job containing him up until this drive, and until that run, there was no containing him at all.
Yeah, you're right about that. He finally popped free. But we didn't have to be in their practice sessions. We didn't have to be in their meeting rooms. They planned for a run like that to happen, maybe a couple of them. But what did they tell their guys all week? You know what they said. Move on to the next play. That one just happened. Let it go.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Good job there keeping him to a short gain. Of course, he's coming off a really terrific performance, reigning NFC Defensive Player of the Week.
And I know people get caught up in, well, if you're the reigning Defensive Player of the Week, you must have made a bunch of spectacular plays. Like you mixed in a few of those, but most of the plays are just like we saw there. Keep them to short gains, make the fundamental tackle. Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw.
A throw left side for Pearsall is complete.
And they're able to corral him right around the 8, and that's short of the first down. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down. Jake Moody now on for the field goal. From the left hash, a chip shot here. And his kick is good. And that will finish off this third quarter of play. 1 quarter remains here in Week 16. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Mitch Wishnowsky to kick off for San Francisco.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And remember, despite giving up the field goal, this is still a one-score game. They're in need of the and now this is intercepted. My goodness. And a great return as he gets this all the way down close to the 30-yard line.
The first down pass. Intercepted. The Niners take over first and 10 at the 31-yard line.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on first and 10. They'll try the middle with Guerendo. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at second down.
Good push from the offensive line, and they've done well so far to build this lead. Now they've got to get things to the finish line, and that's a solid pickup there to begin the drive.
Ball on the 27. Here's second and 6. Again, it's Guerendo. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be third down.
Now, obviously, that's some good work there defensively, being able to stop them and bringing up a key third down. But if you're on the offensive side of the ball, there's an opportunity, because I know what defensive guys are thinking right now. Just stop them, get to the ball. That means it might not be sound defensively. There could be some opportunities.
And you said key third down. Highlight that word, put it in bold. Here we go. So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. This to make it a 2-score game. And his kick is indeed good, and that will extend their lead even further. So that's, CD, an important one here in the fourth quarter.
And that importance cannot be overstated. All eyes on both sidelines were staring that one down all the way. The significance is that they made it a 2-score game. Still lots of time left to go, but likely that was their goal at the start of the drive. Get 3 points, make it a 2-score game, and they were able to get it done.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And the complexion of this one has changed a fair amount. That last field goal made it a 2-score game, so they need to get points out of this drive relatively quickly. And he'll get about 6 here before he is taken down rather rudely and abruptly. Second and 4. Over the middle, complete. That's Johnson. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. They'll look to throw here on first down. Here's Mitchell with a catch out of the backfield. And he's got this down to the 35. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. But correct me if I'm wrong. You're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball. Again, he'll drop to throw.
He'll let this go for the end zone. And he's got it. Touchdown, Saints. A great play there. 35 yards. And the Saints have made it a 1-score game again here in the fourth. A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to his second and sometimes third progression. That was a nice play.
And they don't get it. They tried for the two-point conversion there, but unsuccessful. The ball upright on the tee, and the Saints kick team booms it away. And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback, and we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. Their lead back down to one score after the touchdown a moment ago. First down's a must on this drive as they start out here 1st and 10. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 117 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Again, they run. Again, it's McCaffrey. Taken down by Pete Werner.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down. He'll look to throw. Flush to his right. And a big loss here as he's taken down.
No surprise there. Chase Young wrecks that play with a sack.
It's now 3rd down.
Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. They'll look to throw here. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Just because you've got the lead in the 4th, it doesn't mean you have to play it safe. I like the aggressive play call there to push it downfield. That time, it didn't work out.
Wisnowski on to punt as he sends this one away.
That's pulled in at the 32. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And you sense the tide turning. They scored, then their defense forced the punt, and now a chance to ultimately take the lead here late. So the completion good for 7 there, and it'll be 2nd down. They'll look to throw. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
That's a tough spot for a running back coming out of the backfield because you know he's got to look for the football, knowing full well he's got a man coming his way, full steam, and he broke that one up.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air.
He's got his running back out of the backfield. And he is going to have a Saints 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
But they certainly had success throughout this contest, getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another 1st down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
Back to throw again.
It is certainly becoming rarer by the year to see your franchise guy take a hit like that. The defender couldn't believe he had a shot to light him up. So when you take off and run, you have to make sure you can slide, get out of bounds, anything. Just don't leave yourself open to hits like that.
Up the middle, here's Mitchell.
And he stopped immediately there.
When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's 1st and 10 now.
He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone.
Wow, and that is incomplete.
Limited time left on the clock after that incompletion, so I think both sides are going to savor every second to prepare before the next snap. Because once the ball's in motion, it may be a nonstop push to finish this drive off. Everyone better be on the same page right now because I think they're going to try and get several plays off in quick succession if they can.
Well, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Back-to-back incompletions, but we know this is definitely 4-down territory. Time not on their side. I don't think they want to try and get the 1st down in 2 installments. I think they got to go and get it right here, right now.
And they will stop him short. They get him to the ground at the 27. No 1st down.
So they'll accept that penalty, and that'll, of course, move the football up the field. Here's 1st and 10.
They'll look to throw.
There's a short one to the tight end, Johnson.
And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches as we just saw him do there because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days. But you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense. Now we're in the situation where the quarterback's got to take full charge of his huddle. Got to totally command it, make sure all eyes are on him. All focus is locked in. Going to call multiple plays and go over different situations and scenarios to make sure everyone is on the same page.
Back to throw.
And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there. And now 4th down.
Partner, they've got one chance left to keep this one going, and I think for you and me, let's think along with their offensive coordinator now has to think back, cycle through every play of this contest, and remember what's worked and what hasn't. Because right here, he needs the best play of the game in order to keep this one alive.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And this long drive is going to wind up yielding nothing. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And 3 timeouts remaining here defensively, but really not much reason to use them at this point as this one is all but over.
If they use the timeouts here, it's strictly for show. We got a plane to catch.
Brings up 2nd and 12 at the 17-yard line.
Second and 12, and you'd have to assume another all-out effort to stop the run is coming.
Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here. And he will have a Niners 1st down, and that ought to be the one that seals the victory.
It's a gain of 15, and that ought to just about put an end to this one.
Well, that'll help the old passing stats. Remember, it was a pop pass, so it's not a wide receiver run there, Charles.
Well, I like the way that you scored it, and that's exactly how it goes into the books. But remember, he's had success throwing the ball the standard way in this game. And here, this little tap pass, it goes for good yardage, a little something extra.